Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Tasya Paramadina from offering the English for Physics 2018 University of Negri Malang. In this video, I want to explain about a telescope. Before we going to the main video, the first one I want to tell about is what telescope is. Second is the structure of telescope, and the last but not least is how telescope can work. So, enjoy the video. Telescopes. Telescopes are optical instruments that make distant objects appear magnified by using an arrangement of lenses or curved mirrors and lenses, or various devices used to observe distant objects by their emissions, absorption or reflection of electromagnetic radiation. The first known practical telescopes were refracting telescopes, invented in the Netherlands at the beginning of the 17th century by using glass lenses. They found use in both terrestrial application and astronomy. Here is the pictures of schema of refracting telescopes. The second one is the reflecting telescope, which uses mirrors to collect and focus the light. Was invented within a few decades of the first refracting telescopes. In the 20th century, many new types of telescopes were invented, include radio telescopes in 1930s and infrared telescope in the 1960s. The word telescopes now refers to a wide range of instruments capable of detecting different regions of the electromagnetic spectrum, and in some cases other types of detectors. Here's the pictures of the schema of reflecting telescopes. The name telescope covers a wide range of instruments. Most detected electromagnetic radiation, but there are a major difference in how astronomers must go about collecting light or electromagnetic radiation in different frequency bands. Telescopes may be classified by the wavelengths of light they detect. Here is the classified by the telescope. The first one is X-ray telescope, using shorter wavelengths than ultraviolet light. Second, ultraviolet telescopes, using shorter wavelengths than visible light. Third, optical telescope, using visible light. 4. Infrared telescope, using longer wavelengths than visible light. 5. Submillimeter telescopes, using longer wavelengths than infrared light. Next, Fresnel imager, an optical lens technology. And the last one is X-ray optics, optics for curtain X-ray wavelengths. This is an X-ray telescope. This is an ultraviolet telescope. This is an optical telescope. This is an infrared telescope. The structure, the first one is aperture. Next one is finder scope. Finder scope function is to manually aiming to focus creating animation. And the next one is eyepiece or ocular lens. And then the next one is optical tube, the body of telescope, and then a focuser. Here is the picture. Before we're going to the video explain about how telescope work, we're back to the first video again. Light. There are two basic of type of telescopes, right? Refracting and reflecting. Refracting telescope use lenses to focus the light, and reflecting telescope use mirrors. And I'll talk first about refracting ones. Reflecting. Reflecting telescopes work by using two lenses to focus the light and make it look like the object is closer to you than it really is. Both lenses are in a shape that's called convex. Convex lens work by bending light inwards like in the pictures that I'll show you in the last. This is what makes the image look smaller. The biggest refracting telescope in the world is located at the Yerkes Observatory of the University of Chicago at Williams Bay, Wisconsin. It has an objective lens that's 1.2 meters or 40 inches across, and its total power is 195x. Here's the schema of refracting telescope. Next one is reflecting telescopes. On the other hand, don't use lenses at all. Instead, they use mirrors to focus the light together. In this case, the type of mirror that they use is a concave mirror. Mirrors of this shape also accomplish the goal of bending light together, except that they do it by reflecting the light instead of bending it as it passes through, like lenses do. Here is the reflecting telescopes. There is a problem with a reflecting telescopes. The problem with this telescope is that in order for a person to see the image at the local point, the telescope has to be so big that a person can actually sit in the middle, or they have to put a smaller mirror in the middle to reflect the image out the side of the telescope instead. So that is for me, Tasya Paramadina, explain about telescope. Thank you and I'm sorry. Bye bye.